My name is Chrissy Hodges, and thank you for tuning into the video. Today, I just wanted to do a quick little message about telling your story with mental illness. Now, this is one of the scariest things possible when it comes to having a mental illness and being able to say it out loud and talking to people about it. Why? Because of stigma, and we're afraid people are going to judge us. We're afraid people aren't going to believe us, or they're going to say something like, "Oh, don't worry about it. Just go for a run and everything will be okay." That's annoying. But especially for people who have OCD and my type of OCD, which is pure intrusive thoughts, sometimes even saying it out loud can be horrible because we're afraid if we say it out loud, it means it's true. We're afraid it will make it real. By saying out loud, we're admitting to something. And then again, about whether people will believe us and still like us. But I wanted to tell you a quick story of why it can be beneficial if you get to a point that you can tell your story. I do trainings for my job that involve talking about my illness and talking about recovery and things like that. And so I did a training a couple weeks ago, and I told my story about having puro and violent sexual intrusive thoughts, and I listed a bunch of them. I'm not necessarily telling what mine was. That's also a way to get around it, so you don't have to disclose something you don't feel like you want to. And after the training, someone came up to me. It was a new employee hire training, and she came up and she said, "You know what? I've been going to therapy. I haven't been able to voice some of the things I've said because I've been too afraid of my own thoughts." And she was like, "Now I think I know what it is." And so I was like, "Oh my God," and like gave her website and information she can go and find out more. And to me, that just translates the power of telling your story. And even if it doesn't have to be your own personal obsession or your own journey, but when you talk about it, you reach people that may be suffering in silence. And that's the whole point, right? The whole point is to help other people, inspire them to go get help, to help them improve their lives, and to help them feel less alone. So I just wanted to share that with you. And the main reason why is the other day I read something on the internet. God, I have to stop reading comments. I read something on the internet that said people with puro intrusive thoughts shouldn't share their stories and shouldn't say their thoughts out loud because it makes things worse. I would have to say that I disagree with that 100%. I think it's important not to share details of your story until you're ready. And it's also important who you're sharing it with and the intention. And if they're going to receive it and how you describe it. But it doesn't make things worse. It doesn't make the symptoms worse. If anything, sharing your story in a positive and thoughtful way brings people to you, and it humanizes yourself and helps others feel less alone in this world where a lot of times we feel alone, especially with mental illness. So I just wanted to share that. There's many different ways to learn how to speak and learn how to storytell, classes you can take, Toastmasters, things like that. But just to let you know, if you're interested in taking that first step, I would just encourage you to. You have no idea how many people and lives you will reach. Hope you have a great day. Thanks for tuning in. I look forward to seeing you next time. Bye now.